What is a first right of refusal in an Oklahoma family law case? I'm Tulsa attorney James Wirth. That's the question that we have. First right of refusal. So we've got parents that are going through a custody dispute, or it could be parents and non-parents if it's a guardianship case. Regardless, we've got multiple people that have potential rights to care, custody, visitation of a child. And then we've got this thing called a first right of refusal. What that means is that if the parent that does not have the child at that time wants this and requests it, could be part of an order, and it says that the person that does have custody, if they're unavailable, has to offer that additional time to the other parent before giving it to a third party. Most of the time, this is triggered by a certain amount of time. So let's say that we've got mom who's got primary custody, and we've got dad who's got visitation every other weekend. Dad requests a first right of refusal. The court puts that as part of a court order. If mom is unavailable for whatever reason, like I'm going out of town this weekend with my boyfriend, I'm going to leave my kids with my parents, first right of refusal can kick in and say, no, before you can leave the kids with your parents, if you're not going to have the kids yourself, you have to give the right of first refusal to the other parent. So she's got to contact dad and say, hey, I'm going out of town this weekend, want to leave the kids with my parents, but I've got to offer you the option of taking them first. If dad takes them up on that option, he gets the kid that additional time. Even though it's not his weekend, he can get it that weekend as well. If he refuses, that's his right to the first refusal. He refuses, then she can have the kids with somebody else. Same sort of thing if she has the kids in daycare or anybody else caring for them. If that primary custodian doesn't have the kids herself, then she has to offer it to dad, the other parent, before offering it to anybody else. But it doesn't come up all the time. It's usually based on a triggered amount of time. So let's say she's got to go, run to work out for half an hour. Well, that may not be enough to trigger it. Maybe it's something longer. She's going to be gone 2 hours. Well, that may not be enough to trigger it. So how much time does it take to trigger it? It's based on what the court order is, and based on what the parties agree to or what the parties request and the judge ultimately grants. So a lot of times we'll see it only applies if it's an overnight. Sometimes it only applies if it's 4 hours. Usually we don't see them much shorter than that, but you could based on your circumstances, what you agree upon. So you could say 2 hours. So anytime that parent is not available for the child for 2 hours before getting a babysitter, giving it to her parents, giving it to some friend or other family member, has to offer it to the other parent to take care of the child first, and only when and if that parent refuses can it be offered to another third party. So that's what a first right of refusal is in the state of Oklahoma. If you've got questions about this scenario, you have a custody case going on, you're going to want to talk to an attorney privately and confidentially to receive actionable legal advice based on your specific fact pattern. To get that scheduled with an attorney at my office, you can go online to makelawEasy.com.